Ah, what's up, beautiful people? Good morning, good morning. I am Coach Ricardo Miller, and I'm joined with none other than RJ Miller Jr., y'all. How you doing this morning?
Doing pretty good.
Man, 19 today.
Yes, sir.
How you feeling, man?
Feeling good.
Ooh,
Got the day off of work, so
He-
I'm celebrating.
19 years old today. And man, wow. Who would have thought? Got your beard and everything. You got it rocking. Today is RJ's 19th birthday, guys. My boy is 19 years old. I don't know if that means he's getting older, or I'm getting older, or we just getting better, right?
Yeah, what's that for?
Getting better with age. So tell me something. How does it feel to be 19 now? This is 19. Last year was 18. You were in Peru.
Yeah.
And you did a mission trip last year. Tell us what the job, the whole reality. We got a lot of people watching, a lot of family in the Bahamas, guys. RJ's birthday is today, and I wanted to take some time out. Adrian McConnell say happy birthday. Dr. Diana said happy birthday. All kinds of people are popping in, giving happy birthday. Shout out to RJ. So how you feeling, 19, man?
It's crazy. One of my friends reminded me, man, it's like my last year being in the teens.
Yeah.
Like after this is 20. You know, it's just like, man, you're old. I was just like, we're all getting old, bro.
So you're doing school? How's school going?
School's going well. Was it making my good progress through my first year, heading to my associates over at TCC.
Yeah.
It's been enjoyable. There have been some classes that have been a little bit tough, you know. Pursuing a business administration degree, business ethics is a lot harder than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, the differences between ethics and dealing with people in a business setting are completely different in the ways that I was expecting.
Well, Adrian McConnell, I have his number. You can call him and pick his brain because him and his wife, they got that degree, knowledge school. They got it a little bit ahead of your dad. Okay? I just know, Adrian, you can help my son out, man, when he got a call about school. But what else about school that you've been enjoying this year now?
Well, what was it? I'm not a major fan of everything being online, but I guess if there was a benefit of it, it's the fact that I can juggle so much stuff while doing it. While I'm still doing online school, I've also been able to do a job pretty well, and that's been pretty smooth. I've also been able to look at some pursuits about what I'm going to be doing after my associate's degree, maybe something in the military or some internships like elsewhere. So having school be online, it gives me a lot of flexibility to be able to accomplish and get a lot of stuff done. So that's one benefit of it.
What has been the most interesting young adult thing for you so far? What you would say? You're 19 now,
Easy.
No longer in high school. What is it? Tell us.
Easy.
Tell those people
Buying
watching.
a car. Easy. Easy.
Buying a car.
That's so easy.
Buying a car. Listen, you got to tell them a little bit about the buying a car experience. All right? Come on.
It went on forever. And
It was a journey.
So much money.
It was a lesson.
Yeah.
All kinds of lessons. Come on, you got to talk to the people. They want to know. I know the story. I know some of it at least. I think the vast majority of it. But talk about the major points.
So the major points running through it all. Let's see. All started off with I think my first car I was going into was the blue truck that my dad had. What was it? That it had some transmissions issues and it got stuck in the shop for 3 years and then never got repaired. So then it got scrapped. That's that happened. It only got confirmed to get scrapped last year. So it was in total 4 years of it being stuck in the shop or something crazy. But then after that then came up to my 17th or 16th birthday, and then I was just like, hey, I should probably look into getting my own car instead of driving my uncle's car all the time. Which praise God, thank you for my uncle Ken. He came through
favorably, worked through for you.
Amen. I was able to have somebody who was able to bless me with the car throughout my high school years. But then after graduation I came through, and then my whole idea is I wanted to make sure I got a car. So first car I went into purchasing was this little Ford Focus Ford Fusion for $2,500. It was white. Remember everything about it. I liked the car. It was had a little 4-cylinder engine. It was quick, but it wasn't anything crazy. It was a nice car for the amount of money that I bought it for. But I ended up taking me and a couple of my friends over to a birthday celebration for one of my other classmates. Well, not one of my personal classmates, but just somebody else that went to my school. And everything was going smooth.
Yep.
And then was as soon as we pulled up, because it was a little drive-through one, because it was still during COVID, we did a little drive-through, we did 2 loops. And on the second loop, I saw my temperature gauge just run up and then go right back down. I was just like, that does not seem normal.
Yeah.
So I got a little bit concerned, and then I told everybody else to go to get out of the car and then head back inside, because we're getting ready to eat and like sing happy birthday and all that. So I was like, you guys go and do that while I go and check on my car. I popped the hood. I thought I saw smoke. I was just like, I think we'll be fine. I think it's cool. So I'm like, all right, it's no big deal. Got back inside, the gauge looked normal. So I'm like, all right, cool, we're chilling. So then we just enjoy ourselves for like a good hour or two, so and so. And then we get back to the car, and I start up the car, and then we're driving. And then not even a mile goes past, and the gauge just runs right back up, and the car just loses all power.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? Like all the lights and everything are still on, but like all the throttle gone. So the car is just rolling. I'm just like, I'm 40 minutes away from home.
Yeah.
And this car cannot accelerate. What am I about to do? Because then after that, after I got no power, the temperature gauge just ran right up and just stayed at high. I was just like, okay, this is terrible. So for the next I think hour and 15 minutes or so, we had cruised down the road in a little bit of neutral, a little bit of trying to work my way through the gears so we can somehow get home. And I ended up having to pull the car over to my friend's house because we couldn't make it all the way to, because I was bringing 2 people along. I wasn't able to make it to one person's house, the second person's house, and my house. So we just left at the first person's house. And the car just stayed there overnight. And I had informed my mom about the whole situation after I got back to their house, and she was just like, "Oh, this isn't gonna do. Can you drive the car?" I was like, "I can't drive that car. It doesn't even turn on anymore." And then she was just like, "Okay, we're just gonna get it towed right back to the shop." Keep in mind, this was my 4th day keeping this car. I had bought it from the lot 4 days ago. So what was it? Already had to go back and return the car. The guy got mad at us. He was like, "Oh, what was it? I didn't know there were overheating issues. You probably did something wrong to the car." It was just like, turns out there was 1 or 2 wires that had gone wrong that messed up the whole system. And my uncle was just like, "I mean, it wasn't that bad." I was just like, "You weren't the one driving this car in Texas heat with no AC that couldn't even run. So, I don't want this car anymore." So I got rid of that car. Then the search went back on, and it took me a little while. My dad came through and he helped me out look for a car, and then came up to two options came down to. There was this Mini Cooper Mini Coupe that my dad had a friend that was offering, and it was how much was it? Like $1,500? Yeah. $1,500. So what was it? It was a steal. It was a steal. Yeah. But then I wasn't a fan of the car because it was small. To me, it felt like there was a lot of work that needed to be done to it. I was like, man, I'm not feeling it. Yeah. So I go out and keep on looking for a car. So I end up finding this black Honda Accord for 40, 45, but then end price comes out to $5,000. So I'm sitting there just like, man, you know what? Honda's built to last. So I'm gonna go and drive this Honda for a while. So I decided to decline my dad's offer and then go and drive this Honda. So I go out and buy the Honda. I put 45 down, finish off the last $500 payment. I'm chilling. I'm like, hey man, I bought my first car. And it's gonna be a solid car. I'm gonna be able to drive this for a while. So about a week or so passes by, and I can't even remember what goes wrong first. I think it was the alternator, maybe. So the alternator just dies on me. And what was it? Yep, it was the alternator. Because I remember I was driving, and one of my friends was recording me. And then, the entire drive, we were just chilling, enjoying ourselves. I was listening to the aux, listening to music and everything. And then she has a video. The video is, whenever I'm enjoying myself, and 5 minutes later, whenever I hear something wrong with the car, I'm just sitting there, just silent at a stoplight. And then I'm like, something doesn't sound right about this car. Yeah. It's a left turn. We pull over in the left turn the funny thing is, we're going to pick up her car from the mechanic. So we're turning. So as we're turning into the lot to go and pick up her car, check engine light flicks on. I'm just like, okay, it's blinking really fast. So I was just like, I've seen a check engine light stay on, but I haven't seen it blink before. So we go through. I'm just like, maybe it's nothing bad. I hear it's clicking or whatever, and then just pull over and stop. So then I pop the hood. What was it? I check it. I check inside there, see see what's going on, and then it looks fine. So then she hops into her car. I go back to go and check it out again, and now we actually just see smoke coming from the back of the engine. So what was it? It turns out that two things were going wrong with my car. Both my alternator was dying, and my car was having a cylinder misfire.
And this is your new car.
Yeah, this is my new car.
How
Paid
long?
$5,000 for it.
$5,000 for the car.
Yeah.
You walked away from
Week and
the
a half.
$1,500 car.
Walked away from a $1,500 car.
Right? he walked away from the $1,500 car that was working. Right?
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead.
All right. So what was it? So then so the first thing that goes wrong is the cylinder 2 misfire, and that's why the smoke was coming out of the car and then everything like that.
Yeah.
So what was at the time I was working for a guy who I cleaned cars with and everything. We ran like a whole detailing service. I worked for his company, and he was checking the car and he said that, your head gasket might be cracked too. I was just like, one problem at a time, please. So we went on, got a new spark plug, threw the spark plug in there and said, okay, it's running smooth now. And then what was it? We left, was that whole getting the spark plug thing, finding out the head gasket was cracked. That took us like 4 or 5 days. By the time we put the new spark plug in, I drove it back home and then it just straight died on me. And I had no idea why. So then me and my boss we ended up driving around trying to figure out what was wrong with it. And then he was denying the fact that that we thought the alternator was dead, because that was the most expensive fix. It was like $200, $300 fix, not including the actual putting in of the part. That was just the part, like not including labor. So what was it? Long story short, we had to go and get the alternator fixed. Cost me like another $300.
So you're
$400.
putting in $400 again after just buying the car.
Yeah,
roughly a month or two.
And that's not including the spark plugs and everything like that.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna write a book on
That's rough.
on buying my first car.
Man, what was it? One of my friends is asking me about advice on buying a car, and I told him, just like, if there's one young guy you know personally that can tell you the experience of buying a car, it's me right now.
Right. We're gonna get back to that. Ladies and gentlemen, today RJ turns 19 years old, and I can remember when I used to put you up on my shoulder.
Yeah.
I can remember going to the gym. I'm walking out, and you on my shoulders. It was like nothing.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, you almost think you're a little square, but I mean, come on, come on, you could hold it down. This last year you had to work.
Yeah.
How's work been for you? You've learning the process of work and accepting some level of responsibility that, a check is a check, and that when that money go. Talk to us about money and a check and a job, and you're 19.
Man, like my perspective on that is literally constantly evolving. Yeah. My perspective changed on it from, I think, like maybe 10 at night last night to 1 a.m. What was it like? Like I was dead set on a single goal, and then between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. it completely changed. Yeah. So what was it like? It's really maturing to to have a job and to be able to know that you're bringing your own money, your own paychecks, and everything like that. But then to also be living in an environment where it's like success and like striving for something that's so accelerated and such at a high level is considered like normal, pretty much. Like I was talking to a good friend of mine the other day, and I was saying that just like, man, what was it? Like it feels almost kind of weird sometimes whenever you're changing and evolving in friend groups and everything like that, and people with different goals and like different levels of aspirations. Whenever this is how I summed up, it's just like it feels almost like nauseating whenever you're the only one who's hungry. So just like, what was it? Like I'm out here hungry, and every paycheck I'm sitting here just like, okay, how am I going to make this money work for me at the end of the day? Because like, what was it? Like I'm still recovering from like buying my new car. Right. That's actually been pretty solid. Yep. So like,
he bought a new car, guys. Bought another car. This is like your third car?
Yes.
But overall, probably there's been about 4 cars processed
about
through you.
Yeah.
Right? And he's 19. Man, I had my first car at 18. My first little car. It was mashed up in the front. Yeah. I remember, but I cleaned that bad boy every day. Listen, I sprayed the little Amarol on the tires and the little air freshener. To this day, I still carry my cherry air freshener. Just spray it up, and then I had to go get this other car. But you've had 4 cars. This one you got right now is a pretty dope car.
Yeah, it's solid. I'm definitely enjoying this car a lot.
This whole money management thing, work. Talk to us.
So what was it? In the recovery of that, I'll pretty much just describe my shift and change in mentality about it. So last night I was sitting there thinking, just like I was about to head over to church, and I was just like, man, like I feel like was it supposed to be like Jersey Day? I want to wear something a little casual, but like wear a little nice shoes, something that's casual, kind of sporty, between like streetwear type kind of thing. And I was looking inside my closet, and I took up skateboarding over the whole quarantine thing because I love snowboarding too. And skateboarding, if you didn't know, it will run your shoes out.
That's some birthday wishes coming in. Yeah.
Skateboarding will run your shoes out. Like they will tear them up, beat them up, do everything. So I skateboarded in I think like 3 or 4 pairs of my shoes, and I wasn't thinking about it at the time because I was just like, man, it's quarantine. I'm not gonna have to go out and like wear anything for a while. Like a lot of my shoes are all beat up now and everything. So I was like, for my birthday, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna treat myself to like maybe like a little $200 purchase of some shoes. Give me some Vans, give me some like nice like shoes that I can wear out pretty regularly. So like I'm gonna treat myself to that. And then I'm keeping this conversation with one of my friends. Like she's constantly elevating herself in a whole bunch of stuff. Like she's working on investments and everything like right now, and working like 2 jobs or so, and just like really like elevating to push herself. And like just keeping conversations with them. It reminds me of like what I want to strive to keep on going for, like that long goal at the end of the day. So like just in our conversation, we were talking for a good few hours and everything, and everything was chill. And then she talked about our investments and just all that, and I was just like, well, my shoes don't seem as important anymore, not gonna lie to you. So I was just like, I think that instead of spending that money because I had set up this whole goal last year that by my birthday, I wanted to have started working on my credit, and I wanted to have at least $1,500 to do in investments. The car kind of threw off my plans, just slightly. So now I'm starting. So I had to start completely from ground zero. But building on I'm building back up on it. I completely forgot about those plans within like the last few weeks.
So you see the importance of keeping that in front of you.
Exactly, yeah. Because I completely forgot about those plans. But then talking to her about it, I was just like, oh yeah, I wanted to build my credit. I think that's what I'm actually gonna spend not my paycheck. Well, a little bit of my paycheck, but my tips for my job. That's why I plan to spend for my shoe money. Because with the whole working thing, what I've really enjoyed about my job recently is it's manual labor and everything like that, but it feels like I'm getting properly compensated for the work that I do. So I work for a moving company called 2 Man a Truck, and I'm working there for maybe a month and a half or so, maybe 2 months. And one of the things that I've heard a lot, really common, is that people get like $100 tips. I'm just like, oh, okay, wow, this is crazy. Like, what was it like to me? Like, it's really impressive that even people that tip me like $20, $50, like, that's super cool to me. Yeah. But people are talking about just like, oh yeah, man, I usually get $100 tips. Like the most tips I've gotten is like $300, $400. I'm just like, that's insane. Like that's not even your hourly wages. That's crazy. So I was working.
Just a plug in. Quentin Pasani talks about the bowling experience. That's your godfather. He said, RJ, your godfather in the Bahamas. He said he whoop you in bowling. I don't know about that.
Hey, I just know that he beat all of us in bowling. That's
straight up, right? Straight up. Come on, bro.
Like all right. 20 or something like that.
I know, right? Crazy. Killed it in the bowling. Go ahead.
So what was it? I had gone to a job yesterday, and it was supposed to be pretty light. Like usually I have to wake up at around like 6 a.m., go to the job, and be there at 7:15, and then we're working all the way up until like on average about 2, 3 to the late end, maybe like 7. So what was it? I came to this job, but this job was it was a bit more relaxed. They told me to come in at 11:15. I was only going to have one job. It was supposed to be like a 4.5 to 6 hour job. We're chilling, but we get there, and the lady says, "Hey, I just want this to be done quick." So we're like, okay, all right, bet, that's cool. We can do that. So we just start running all the stuff. We're wrapping stuff. We're just running stuff through because she told us just like, hey, if you guys get this done quick, I'll make sure you get tipped well. So I'm like, all right. To me in my head, that's like, okay, cool, like a little $50 tip. So then we end up reaching near the end of the job. We're finishing up packing up everything from the house, and our goal was to finish within I think 3 hours because she had a doctor's appointment, but we couldn't get it done before then. So what was it? We had packed up the house and everything by the time she was leaving for her appointment. So what was it? As we're getting ready to leave for her appointment, she's like, oh, okay, yeah, we're sorry we couldn't get it done, but done for your appointment and everything like that. We tried really hard to get it done. So okay, no, it's fine. But here's $400 to take between the 3 of you guys. I'm just like, so what was it? So like I'll tell you the way the room was because it makes it even funnier. So it was at a little doorway right here, and my coworker right here is talking to the customer. They're both right here. And then I'm in a room, and then one of my coworkers is right here. I hear her say that, and then I just start jumping up and down. My coworker looks at me just like, he's like, bro, chill. I'm just like, my bad. Oh, my bad.
The
So
day before your birthday.
yeah, day before my birthday, it was crazy. What was it?
Good
God really
stuff.
blessed me on that one.
Good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm celebrating my son's 19th birthday, man. 19. Next big one is 20.
It's crazy.
Right? I mean, he's doing some cool stuff. You just celebrated your birthday doing skateboarding, skiing.
Skiing, yeah, snowboarding.
Yeah, tell us about the snowboarding.
That was really fun. What was it? It was my third year going snowboarding before. The first year was my freshman year, second one was junior year, and then next one was my freshman year of college. Crazy.
Yeah.
So,
So you told me I need to go on this next trip.
yeah, I think
I
you
don't
can
know.
go skiing. What was it?
Do they have a kids section for me to
They do,
practice? Like for grown folks?
They call it the bunny slopes.
The bunny slopes.
It's literally like it's just an incline that's like this short.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
It's not major.
Yeah.
Did you do a major slope?
Oh yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm from the Bahamas, man. I don't know nothing about those slopes. All right, I'm gonna do this, but Stacia, listen, Felicia, hey, thank you guys. Wishing RJ a happy birthday. I'm excited for his birthday today. He's a hard worker. He's going to school. He's doing it big. He gets up early. Gotta go and work it out. Come on, it's nothing like a hardcore workout in work, and so. Extremely grateful for what God is doing in his life. Super proud of him. 19, I was just trying to turn the wheel on getting myself together. And man, you're 100 times more than who I was at 19. You got your head on your body right. I mean, like you love the Lord, you work strong, you respect, you honor, you educated yourself, just so much. And so 19, I was trying to figure out if you have these experiences that actually make for a great lesson even now that is going to be able to be something you can carry on. And so I wanted to document this experience because it's going to be every year he finds himself growing and going. But then he says, I want to be a part of the skiing trip.
100%.
He ain't gonna go in there. He from Nassau. He gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm too old. And he's 46. I think he older than me. He is older than me. All right. But Sandy, you're invited to be on that trip. But RJ, at 46, man, I'm looking back at you at 19 and realizing it was at that moment I started to figure out, okay, what is it that I want? I was trying to ask myself the question, but looking at where you are now at 19, I must say I'm so proud of you, man, and you're crushing it on so many levels, far beyond me. So I'm telling you, I'm anticipating 100 times greater stuff than I've been able to acquire, and so. I'm looking forward to the 20th, the 21. The 21, we're gonna do a party. I'll host the party at the 21. Okay? We're gonna do it. But Sandy, we're gonna plan a guys trip. How about that? We've been talking about me and you have a trip coming. But we're gonna do a group guys trip. Dominic and Franco and
real coming of age type trip.
Yeah, a real coming of you picked the destination. Okay, you picked the destination. But today is RJ's birthday, guys. Go ahead and give a shout out to my son RJ. Let me play the song. I asked him if he knew the song. Let's try this again. Watch this. Listen to it. There you go. Let's see if I can get this song playing again. My volume probably is down. Bum, bum, bum. Let's go, RJ. that's a little old school right there, right? Yeah, that's a little old school. Happy birthday to RJ, everyone. Come on. Ooh, I wish I could say how to try another. Ooh, come on. Come on, RJ, come on. Come on. Ooh. We're going to do breakfast right after this. Okay. All right? You pick what you want to eat. It's your birthday. Come on, everybody. Sing happy birthday. Come on. Oh. Come on. Day to you. Come on, give him some hearts. Give me some love. Come on. Happy birthday. Day to you. To you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. See that? Oh. Happy birthday to you. Uh-huh. Happy birthday. Woo. Ladies and gentlemen, it is RJ's birthday today. And we want you to go ahead and put a comment in the comment section and wish my boy a happy birthday. 19 today. 19 today. Can you believe it? He is getting better with age, even at this young age. Super, super excited. Happy birthday, RJ. Listen, man, you got so many people around the world. You got your family in the Bahamas, the full Bahamas crew. I remember you doing your birthday party in Coral Harbor in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
And we had the cake and so forth. And then we did the 6th day.
Yep.
We did the 6th day. We went to Freeport. We went to Freeport, Grandmama, and then we were in Nassau for a couple of days. Did the zip line.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Mm.
Brought your friends with some friends with you and so forth. So guys, he ain't no little boy no more. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. You know, when I was 19, 20, I had a little goatee. I could bring my goatee back just so you know. Okay. Listen, but I think I might have a little gray in there a little bit. Might have a little gray in there. But I might bring the goat. Y'all think I should bring the goatee back? It might make me look a little bit, make us a little bit closer. Yeah. What do you think?
I think we could do a little sequel.
Yeah. Anyhow, man, before we bring our talk to a close, what's your hope and prayers, man? What you got school, you got, next year or so, what are you trying to do? I know you've been talking about investment.
Yeah.
And so forth. There are some people going to be generous. They're going to cash out you some money. Come on, Quentin Pacenti. Hey, listen, Quentin Pacenti, go ahead. Come on. We're going to put him on blast. Hey, listen, Pacenti, wire the money. You no cash out. You don't need no cash out from your godfather, Pacenti. Jason Basin in Canada, you can wire this place some money. Okay? But I know you want to do some investment. Talk to us a little bit about that before we finish this off.
So for my 19th birthday goals for whenever I reach my 20th birthday. Was I want to, obviously I told you plan for the credit. I want to plan to invest into a Roth IRA as well. And then I want to have, since I'll be finishing, around then I'll actually be finishing my associate's degree. So I want to also have, be completely assured in knowing what I want to do after my associates.
Because right now, what are you thinking? What's the possible journey?
The possible journey right now is finish my associate's degree. Then possibly go off into the military, considering the Air Force is the branch of that I want to choose to go into. I've been talking to a couple of people here and there about the reserves and active duty and the various benefits that those can provide. And then also after I finish out that I plan to come back and then finish out my bachelor's degree. And for the long-term goal is for hopefully to be able to serve enough time to be able to get enough of a solid repertoire to have some of my school paid for, so that my secondary part of my academic plan to go to law school isn't as financially taxing, because that's expensive. It's very expensive. So I'm definitely thinking about that now after spending. I feel like I've spent at least $10,000 on cars at this point. Like easily, actually. No, yeah, easily. I've spent about $10,000 on cars.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's growing up. He is 19 today. My son is 19. I'm so proud of him, man. Watching him work, watching him go to school, watching him hang with his friends, watching him experience life. I'm telling you, I'm proud of you, buddy. I love you. And I'm just looking forward to seeing what God continues to do in and through your life. Your best days are ahead of you for sure. And I told him, I said, he's a Miller. What is that? Our mantra is we get better with age. We get better with age. Maybe have a little slow tracking off, like with the car. Yeah. Now, that car you got right now is on point.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so listen, we okay with creeping. Well, listen, keep watching. He's a Ricardo Miller. He's committed to getting better with age, like his pops. Okay. But no, we're excited to celebrate your birthday today. We're gonna go ahead and have our traditional birthday breakfast morning. We've started this a little while back. It's been, you were probably 10 or so.
Exactly, yeah. It's been consistent all 9 years
at
at this point.
Last year we missed it because of the trip.
Yeah,
The Peru trip.
Was being in the whole of the country is the only thing that stopped it.
Yeah, the pandemic.
Yeah.
And that was crazy. Tell them a quick snip of that trip. I mean, come on, coming back home because they were about to shut down the country.
Yeah.
And I don't tell anybody I said this, but I told them a couple of days early they need to get out before. Okay, when they had the little parent group deal, I was like, hey, you need to get out before it's an emergency.
Yeah.
But anyhow, y'all have to do an emergency. Talk to us about it.
Exactly. Yeah. Was it one of the other fathers is actually being very, very verbal and expressing just like, what is your plan for COVID?
Yeah.
Like he was just like, we're actually going to plan to encounter COVID very heavily in our trip. But long story short, the whole thing was like the whole last compressed part of the story. The real exciting part is it was a 2-week trip. Second, like I think the last
to Peru.
Yeah, to Peru.
Uh-huh.
First week and a half, we're supposed to go out there, and we're helping build a church. We're helping do some medical stuff out there, and helping do some BBS. For the last half of the second week, we'll go out to Machu Picchu, and go out in there and experience a little bit of tourist stuff. So we'll go out to Machu Picchu, experience that. We come back on the train ride. It was like a little 3-hour train ride. I actually did a mini fashion show on the train ride because I bought merchandise out there.
Yeah.
So what was it? Like I ended up doing that. We ended up coming back in. We're about to eat dinner. We're all enjoying ourselves, and then some people watching on the TV, and I and my limited Spanish because I took 2 Spanish classes that year. I'm reading the TV and it says country going to a state of emergency. I asked my friend who's much better at Spanish than me if it actually says that. He says, yep, it is. So everybody starts going into panic. Everybody start crying and everything like that. We end up having to go.
Did you cry?
No, I was real silent. I just got like quiet. Like I just sat there like this.
Because the girls was around you or something?
Maybe, yeah.
Go ahead. I just want to know that. I was going to cry. Were you in the airport all of that? I would go.
No, one of my friends like walked into me and put their hand on my shoulder because I was just like staring, like I was just like
shocked.
Exactly.
I got you.
Like, I was just like I wasn't ready for this.
Okay.
But they ended up telling us that everybody go to bed at around midnight because we'll just deal with it in the morning. Then around 1 a.m. they tell us just like a couple of freshmen come in and tell us to pack up our clothes because we're leaving. I tell them to get out because they're freshmen. They don't know what they're talking about. Because I remember I was the exact same way as a freshman. Yeah. But then it turns out a teacher comes in after them and says, all right, yeah, guys, you need to pack up your stuff. We're heading out. I was like, all right, cool. So turns out we're actually not going to be sleeping. All right. So we all get up. We drive out to the airport. Our plan was to drive out there and hopefully get there before a lot of people are there so we can just book any flight out of this country. Yeah. Because we weren't even at an international airport. So we had to get to an international airport to even get out of the country.
Yep.
So we get there. Turns out the whole airport's packed. And we end up waiting there for about 15 or 16 hours in the airport. And about 3 hours in, the country actually goes into like a militarized state where they had like army Humvees and everything driving outside. No one could go outside unless you had like a certified biology degree. Yeah. Like what was it like only doctors were allowed outside pretty much. But luckily enough, our trip had like 8 doctors. Yeah. So what was it? Another part of the trip was we had this thing called the miracle bread, which was like this sack of bread, right? 3 feet tall. Never ended. For all like 80 of us on the trip, each of us had at least like 15 loaves of bread. Never ended. Yeah. I never saw the bottom of that bag. It was halfway full for like a solid 10 hours. Wow. So what was it? We end up we hear a couple of rumors saying just like, oh, we're gonna get a private jet to get there, or we're gonna get like a little charter bus, we're gonna try and drive to the border, or we're gonna do this, that. So then what was it? It turns out we end up getting there, we end up getting back to getting to the international airport. It turns out we're gonna get a charter plane. We end up getting there safe. So then everybody goes outside to go get their luggage. We end up coming back inside. They don't let us back inside the airport. And our flight leaves at midnight. Well, actually 11:59 because at midnight the new law comes in and no one can leave the country. So they're blocking us out and it's 11. We only have 59 minutes to be in the air. So I'm like, why aren't they letting us in? It turns out that they don't believe us that our flight's real because it came to be in like the last like hour and a half, maybe 30 minutes. So lock us out there. They're not letting us in. They're like, oh, what was it? And then we almost get into a riot because what was it? The actual Peruvian people there, a couple of the guys who were speaking Spanish started talking to the Peruvian natives. And they were like, oh, what was it? What's going on? So then a newscaster comes up and starts recording us. And then we're all sitting there just like, yo, let us go home on the Peruvian news. Like there's actually some clips on YouTube you can see us like on there. And our teachers got really mad at us because they were like, yo, the police are here. And then there were police people coming in like riot gear and riot shields and everything like that because they thought a riot was going to start. So they tell us to stop causing a ruckus. So we all leave and come out. They let us inside the airport. We somehow run the entire airport like
all 80 of us get checked in, all of our bags and everything checked within like 30 minutes.
How many we all was it? About 80?
About 80 of us. So what was I'm talking about like checking over our bags in. What was it? Some people had anxiety attacks and everything like threw up, but all this was done in 30 minutes. Yeah. Bags checked, everybody had their passports and everything like checked and everything like that. So what was it? Everybody gets that done in 30 minutes. We're all on the flight. And then it turns out, what was it? Like this flight came to be in like the last 30 minutes. Like whenever we like people from the US Embassy out there, from like the US Embassy were out there, like pretty much everybody who could was on that flight. So we ended up getting back, and then the flight's not even to Dallas, it's to Florida. So we ended up landing in Florida, and then I remember my mom said, "Yo, what you guys plan to get back? Because if not, me and my friend Jordan's mom is a real funny character and everything like that. And they said we are going to rent a car and drive down there if we have to get you guys, because you almost got stuck in a whole different country. Ain't nothing stopping us from getting our kids at this point." So we ended up landing out there in Florida, and then we're gonna have to wait another like 12 to 16 hours because our next flight comes out at around like 11, and we end up getting there at like 5 a.m. So we're sitting there waiting, and then we say, hey, let's see if we can figure out if we can get an earlier flight. So we end up talking to one of the agents, and then we tell them about our flight, and they say, oh, we know exactly what flight you're talking about, because in my 20 years of working here, I've never seen a flight come out of nowhere in 30 minutes and then leave at 11:59 on the dot. Because we were in the air at 11:59. One of the parents was tracking one of his kids on the plane, and we left the airstrip at 11:59. So we ended up telling them about our little story, and then they ended up getting us onto an extra flight, and then we ended up landing there. And they said we'd have to come back at midnight to come and get our luggage, but turns out our luggage got there too all of a sudden. So pretty much for the and by the way, throughout this whole time, like none of us slept from like Friday all the way to like Monday. So like we called it like our little 76 or so hour trip, and it was like a really big experience and everything. We have some pictures of us like whenever we got back to Dallas, and like people's hair was all oily and matted, like what was people were wearing like blankets just draped all over them. Man, we looked like some like crazy like refugees type stuff. Like man, we looked rough. But man, like at the end of the day, like God came through and like blessed us to be able to get back home, and everybody made it back home safe. But that was like the real compressed and short version of the Peru story.
And somebody assisted y'all with that flight.
Yeah, it was a single person. Mm-hmm. What was it? The flight, like the whole thing was that so the school was real hesitant to see if they could do any help about it, because they were just like, oh, well, you guys should plan for this. So then like we were hesitating to get in contact with our church. So we get in contact with our church, and then they say, okay, bet we'll figure it out. So then the church's counselors started talking to each other, and the way it was described was a man in a suit just came in and said, I got it. And then just walked out. Like, what was it? All of a sudden, he had a whole charter plane, fueled, crewed, everything, just ready within 30 minutes. Yeah. It was like a $300,000 deal. Dude just snapped his fingers and it was done. So I remember, like, me and my friend, I think it was me and my friend Andrew, we were talking about just like he was saying, just like, oh yeah, we might get a private jet to get out there, but it's like $150,000. And I was just like, there's no way that's happening. And then turns out it's a huge 747 Boeing like charter jet to pull people from like all over Peru pretty much that are trying to get out of the country. And it happened in 30 minutes out of nowhere. Like that was insane.
Ladies and gentlemen, favor ain't fair. Yep, favor ain't fair. I'm excited. Today, RJ celebrates his birthday. Miss Catalina's son, she said happy birthday in the Bahamas. Miss Catalina's a lawyer. We got to talk to her when you get back to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
All right. And Quentin Basseni's a lawyer as well. Anastasia, what's up, cuz? And then we got Glenn, another family member checking in. Man, listen, people from all over. Appreciate you guys. Thank y'all for the love. RJ turns 19 today, y'all. I can't put him up on my shoulder no more. Okay, I can't put them up, but let me tell you something. I'm trying to make sure I keep this 6-pack. I see your 6-pack. You got a 6-pack. I'm gonna have a 6-pack at my. Initially, I was saying 40, then I said 45. We're gonna go for 50 for sure.
50 for sure.
But 50, easy. I look good for 50.
Washboard.
Wouldn't that be something else? Washboard abs at 50. That'll be all right. You gonna help me?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh man, he got 6.
It's gonna be intense though.
It's gonna be intense.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother conversation. We're going for breakfast, guys. Once again, thank you guys for saying a shout out to my son. He's celebrating his 19th birthday today. Go ahead and wish him a happy birthday. CashApp him something. CashApp him a little something. Hard-working young man, college student. favor ain't fair, and every little seed goes a little way in helping him on his journey. He learned a strong lesson about international travel. He's learned a strong lesson in the hills there in the mountains of Colorado. A strong lesson with your car purchase.
Really?
A strong lesson with the pandemic and graduation, last year graduation. And now you work, all that cool stuff. So man, listen, this dude is growing up, and y'all can tell he ain't shy of talking. Okay, he can talk, he can hold it down. Okay, got the gift of gab as well. He's gonna write a book on the car experience. Buying your first car. Okay, that $1,500 car went for a whole lot more money than that.
Yeah,
that was just about to be a favorable deal.
It was.
Yeah,
it was a blessing type of deal.
Yeah, but listen, guys, we're so grateful for what God is doing in RJ's life, and so I want you to please keep him in your prayers as he continues to journey this life through and discovering what he wants to be about. That is going to glorify God and allow him to maximize his potential. I'm excited. It's my son's birthday, y'all. Let me put on the song again. And here's the deal. Make sure you go ahead and write happy birthday to RJ in the comment section. Please do me that favor. Oh, this is the song for the day. Come on out. Oh. Yeah. Happy birthday. Woo! Woo! Oh, happy birthday, to you. Happy birthday.